She said, okay, so if you really want to get rid of all of these, this is what you have to do. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, as you guys can see from the title, I'm here to talk about something that's happened to me quite recently. So this topic is really dear to me because before this incident actually happened, I didn't care about anything skincare related. I think you guys have seen my face when I was just starting out with YouTube, and you can see very visible acne marks. So just a bit of a background. Before this happened to me, my skin was generally okay. I'm just like the usual teenager. I had breakouts and I was in college, but I was able to take care of them. So I would have the occasional breakout every now and then, but just like one or two pimple every time I would have my time with the month or my period. I didn't really have a skincare routine. Sometimes I would go to bed without washing my face.
No, God!
And nothing grave really ever happened to me, so I wasn't that worried about my skin. I mean, I wasn't perfect, but I could actually live with it. I can go to the office without makeup and anything, not even kilay. No, kilay wasn't life, but before this happened to me, so I was like practically okay. But I think it started in December 2016 when I started getting breakouts. I was getting breakouts and I thought it was just because I was on my period, so I was kind of okay with it. But after a while, I'd take care of like 2 or 3 pimples over here and here. But then again, another set, I would say set because there were a lot of them. So I'd take care of like 2 or 3 that I currently have, but like another set or another set, right, would like come out of my skin. So I was like just taking care of the acne or the pimple that will come out almost on a daily basis. So for example, I take care of a spot here, I would get like 2 spots over here, so I'll just like take care of it as they come along. But after like I think 3 or 4 months, I realized they weren't going away. Something was wrong. I wasn't on my period, but I would still get breakouts. So I sort of figured that there was something wrong that was going on. So I went to a dermatologist at the mall, and they did a regular facial and suggested like an entire line of products from their own brand, of course. So I started being religious with my skincare routine. I did use their toner, whatever facial wash, moisturizer. I was also using 2 different types of liquid. I forgot what they were, but they were for acne prone skin. So I was doing that, but I was just getting worse. So I sort of lost hope with dermatologists at that time because I felt like, oh, if it didn't work, maybe you really didn't know my skin type and you suggested something and it wasn't just fit for me. I didn't want to go to another dermatologist because I was like, oh, it may not work. And my last visit was a bit pricey. I think I spent around 4,000 or 5,000 pesos for the entire line that I bought from them, including the facial treatment that I got. So like all in all, it was like 4 or 5K. So what I did was, I know I have oily skin, so what I did was I did my research and decided to try out products. I think my first mistake when I was having acne was actually not to trust the dermatologist, because maybe it was just a bad dermatologist, the first one that I went to, but that was my first mistake. So I started trying out products like from Korean skincare products to local organic products. I did tea tree oil, I did the entire Cosrx acne line, I did the Innisfree acne line, everything. I practically tried everything. I even did gluta capsules because they said glutathione actually helps cleanse out the liver. I took gluta for like a month, but it wasn't working, so I escalated to glutathione injections, but it still wasn't working. So I also tried salicylic acid, I tried antibiotics because maybe something was wrong inside me. Well, I know something's wrong in here, but maybe something was wrong inside me. And I already tried the Aztec healing clay mask. I tried all sorts of masks. I tried all sorts of home remedies, so your own sugar and honey scrub, oatmeal and whatever. I tried all of those. Just the fact I don't like water, but during that time I did drink a ton of water, but nothing was happening. One product that really helped me out was the CosRX acne patch. What they did really was just to dry out the pus inside the pimples. So I would use like an entire pad. I think an entire pad has like 15 or 20 patches in it, and I would just use that entire pad for 2 days. So 180 pesos only for 2 days. That's how much acne I was having. So I was pretty hopeless at this point because I was like, I tried everything and I've spent so much money on it already. I mean, what else could I be doing? I think July 2017, I was about to host an event at work, and I really couldn't handle the stress anymore. I don't want to look like that facing other people. So my last resort was to visit another dermatologist. Fortunately, I have a friend who suggested this dermatologist. Hi, Carrie Ann, if you're watching, thank you for suggesting this dermatologist. So I went to the medical city because it's just beside our office, and I decided to visit this derma that my friend suggested. And hi, doc. So she's the one who actually really made a difference on my face. So during my first visit, she was like, allergies, blah blah blah. Do you put on makeup? I was like, no, not really, blah. And she said, okay, so if you really want to get rid of all of these, this is what you have to do: isotretinoin. So what is isotretinoin? The brand that I was using at that time was Isotane, but a more popular brand is Accutane. I'm not sure if it's still available, but last time I read it was already discontinued, but it's more popularly known as Accutane. But what is it? So it is an oral type of medication. I wasn't given anything topical because I've tried most, if not all, topical treatments, right? So what I did was I did take the oral medication, and before you take it, you have to consult with a dermatologist first, because during my consultation I was asked to sign a waiver because apparently you can't get pregnant if you are taking isotretinoin because it's not safe for the baby. For safety purposes, I started taking contraceptives again. I was taking contraceptives before, pills before, because of my PCOS, but I stopped when I finally got better. But just to be safe with the isotretinoin, I did take contraceptives again. So that was the story. And during my visit, my doctor said, okay, take this once a day, blah blah blah. It was very pricey, around 72 pesos per tablet, and you have to drink one per day. During my visit, I was also given like your regular facial treatment, and I think another treatment that I had during my first visit was a chemical peel, so I can get rid of my other acne marks. So that was it, right? I thought, oh my god, hopefully this works, or hopefully this really makes things better. So for the first week, I was kind of like, okay, my doctor said I would peel, but I wasn't peeling yet on, like, say, the first 4 or 5 days. I was able to go through my event. Thanks makeup for, helping me through that event. But after that, I think it was on the 6th or the 7th day, I started peeling and I started getting more acne. So apparently what isotretinoin does, it purges all of the pimples out of your face, like everything that could ever come in there, it purges it out. So that's what happened. I was peeling, and at the same time I was having a lot of acne. I'm just like gonna attach photos here. If you don't want to look at it, you just can skip at this part, but it wasn't pleasing. Or I would look at my face every morning and I would allot 5 to 10 minutes so I can cry because I wasn't sure it was going anywhere. So I was very depressed at that time. I know you're not supposed to drink a lot or drink at all if you're taking isotretinoin, but fuck it. I was drinking every night because I couldn't bear to see what actually happened to my face. It's something that I haven't experienced before, and I actually didn't realize having that kind of acne breakout can actually take a toll on your mental health. And you know, fuck it, you might think, wow, what kind of first world problem is that? It isn't a first world problem because I'm a trainer, so I train engineers, students every day, and a part of my job is, you know, facing these people every day. And if you just can see, you guys saw the pictures, right? It's impossible that my students will not notice any of that if I'm in front of them. And I also have a client-facing job, so it was very hard. It was very grueling for me going through that phase, but you know, thankfully I pulled through even with the drinking. So the drinking actually helped a lot because I get to sleep at night without worrying how I would look the next day. But you know, the process was, you know, all in all, it was really painful and how do I say it? It was really painful and grueling. I did visit my dermatologist like 3 or 4 more times after that because I would have my usual regular facial treatment, and then I had another treatment for my face that would actually reduce the oil on it. So I went through that. It was very pricey. It was a very pricey treatment. During my first visit, I think I spent around 10,700 something. So I was close to 11K because I bought my first set of isotret, and then I had a regular facial, and then I had my chemical peel. So that was like, oh my god, this is so expensive. And then on my second visit, I did a regular facial. So again, that's a dent. On my next visit, wherein I did my regular facial and like the oil removing sort of treatment, I paid around 5 or 6K. It was very costly, but I really just wanted to get it over with. Oh, by the way, for the 10 or 11,000 that I paid on my first visit, that also included all of the products that I bought from the derma. So I had like a different set of toner, moisturizer, brightening gel, what else? And like sunscreen or some sort of sunscreen or sunblock for my face. So that's everything. But it was pricey, right? I mean, like, what if I didn't have that kind of money when I was there? Good thing it was like payday when I visited. Everything was like very painful. I mean, I didn't want to go to work anymore because I'd have to train people looking like this, and I wasn't very good with makeup. I wasn't good with makeup at all, so I didn't know how to like conceal everything that I had on my face. But because of that, I learned how to put on makeup. I'm not good at it, but I know the basics now because of what happened. But there was a time when I was going through that phase wherein I was purging all of the acne. I was peeling at the same time that I would go to work, but I would wear a surgical mask, so all you can see would be the breakouts on my forehead and my eyes. And I would train with a fucking face mask on because I was too shy to show what my face looked like after every treatment that I went through with my dermatologist. I mean, it was very hard because can you imagine having to train for like 9 hours with like a face mask on? It was very hard, but I pulled through. My dermatologist told me actually that I only had to go through that for a month, but fuck no, son. I went through it for like 4 months or 5 months. It was like I was still purging on my 4th month. I was still having a breakout here and there, but I was starting to have less breakouts. So on my 5th month, I think I was only taking care of some acne marks, but everything was starting to look peachy. Everything was starting to look a little bit better. So I was kind of good with that. And I think it was December last year when my face finally cleared up and I can actually go to the office without makeup on. But you know, admittedly, I still have, I call them craters, you know, these are the spaces or these are the parts of my face wherein I did have a lot of breakouts. And while I did get rid of the marks, I am not able to get rid of the craters. I call them craters. They're like mini, how do you call them or how do you say it? They're like mini craters. See, you guys have seen the moon, right? So a part of my face over here, it's not entirely clear, but I don't have marks anymore, but I do have those craters over here on the side of my face and here. But when I'm not faced with harsh lighting, they don't actually show. So I'm okay with that. So right now, this is what my face looks like. It's been a year since the most depressing breakout of my life. I still stick to the skincare routine. Wash, tone, moisturize, and then I put on like some sort of mask or serum before I go to sleep. So I don't use the products from my derma anymore because they're very expensive. I mean, the toner, the isotretinoin toner was like 1.5 and my moisturizer was like 900. So I've already found really good alternatives for my skin, and they're actually working, I think, and I hope it doesn't come back. Please Lord, I hope they don't come back anymore. But so far, my skincare routine has really been working for me, and I can actually see the difference from July 2017 last year, and I'm gonna show you guys the photo right now. FYI, or like trivia, if you guys are on isotretinoin, you will notice that your skin will become extremely dry. Like, you know, I know my face is very oily, but when I was on isotretinoin, I was like on cloud 9 because I was like, oh, practically no oil at all. Before that, I would usually have an oil film with me since I was very oily, but when I was on isotretinoin, no. My only problem was that I had to moisturize every now and then because my skin would really get too dry, but I was fine with that. So there. So that's how I actually cured my acne. There is really no easy solution for it. But I had to go through a long grueling process just so I can get my skin back to its healthier state. So I'm sorry if you were looking for an easy solution. I didn't actually go through that. I had to go through things the hard way. Right now, or at this point, I've stopped using isotretinoin. So I've used it for practically about a year already. But I am not on it anymore, and so far so good. My acne hasn't gone back, and hopefully they don't come back ever, because I wouldn't know how to handle that anymore, because adult acne is very depressing. That's it. If you guys want to see my current skincare routine, please leave your comments below, or if you have any questions about the use of isotret, what other products I used while I was on it, what other measures did I take while I was going through the hurdle, leave all your comments below and I'll be happy to help you out, because I know that if you guys are going through the same thing I went through last year, it's very difficult. So I'm here to help. So just leave me a question or a comment below and I'll be happy to help you guys out. And by the way, sorry, this is supposed to be a disclaimer, but I forgot to say it in the beginning. I am no skincare expert. I'm just talking based off of my experience, but hopefully it does you some good, or it helps you out in any way possible. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like what you saw, please click on like and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Actually, I do more food, but I can do things like, see you guys in my next vlog. Bye!